Hello. Welcome to the Marketing Strategy Show. We've named it, guys. If you have been tuning in for the last couple of weeks, this is a brand new thing that I have been calling Name Pending. And, I had the concept, knew what I wanted to do, but the name, it evaded me up until a few days ago when I decided that we're just going to call it what it is, give it a Ron Seal name, because this is where every single week I'm bringing you a different strategy or tactic that you can implement straight away. It's like the implementable, doable marketing show where I'm going to give you a different strategy every week. But not only that, I'm creating resources, templates, step-by-step guides, and all the things you need to actually implement it easily without having to figure out what I said, apply it to your business, reinvent the wheel. And you know what these things are like. You listen to a podcast or you watch a webinar or something and you go, that's a great idea. And then it doesn't get done. So this is where we can go from great idea to done really quickly and really easily. So welcome. That is what this is. My name is Cordelia Kate, and we are on episode 3 of this thing. And today I've got a strategy for you that I think you are going to love, especially if you are someone who is doing video content or you're creating lives or you're just putting together any kind of videos. And if you're not, and the reason that you're not is because you can't think of what videos to put together, or you feel stuck in terms of, what to talk about when you go live, then this episode is going to really, really help you. And of course, as always, I'm going to give you all of my AI prompts. I'm going to give you all of the steps. Nothing is gatekeeped. It's all given to you on this episode. And then if you want the downloadables and everything, all you need to do is jump into our brand new community. Link is in the description of this live, where you can jump into the community. It's just $4 a month, but somehow that justifies for me creating all the resources to go with it and the time that takes. So there we go. That's what we're doing. And that's what that is. So welcome. If you're here with me on the replay, drop me a hashtag replay. If you're here with me live, let me know. Drop a little comment in. Where are you tuning in from? What business do you run? Let me know a little bit about you. I am currently looking for something. I don't know what. Oh, yeah. I want to drop the YouTube link into the school community. I just want to give this a go. I'm going to try. Let's just see if it's going to let me do this. Add. Yes, it is. Okay, so we are officially live in the new school community. I will go in. Live now. Need the title. God, do you know what? Next week I'm going to be more prepared, and I'll have the music on and a slide sharing whilst I'm doing this. But we're just figuring this out as we go along. And look, the message is done is better than perfect. Really, really is. Like, this show is having a scrappy start. I had a concept, I had an idea, I was figuring out how it was going to look like. I've been building it as I go. I've literally called it name pending for a couple of weeks. And so, yeah, but do you know what's really cool is that already starting to build a little community off the back of it. We've got 8 members in the new school community, which is great. I put that together and I was like, well, nobody will probably join this, but they might do. And then people joined and I was like, wow, this is great. So I really feel like that's a positive litmus test that this is gonna go somewhere. And I'm excited because I've got so many cool things I would love to share. And realistically, if I was to be creating courses and stuff, it just gets overwhelming, all of this stuff. So this is where you could cherry pick some strategies, take what you want, leave the rest. Okay, so today we're going to be taking a piece of content and turning it into something that gets you absolutely everywhere. What would be fun actually is if I just quickly show you my stats, because I think one of the things that when we talk about being everywhere, I'm talking about being all over social media and showing up. Just seen that Caroline has I was just about to share Facebook with you, and I've just seen that Caroline has just reshared my post. Thank you, Caroline. And this, really is the point. I was just trying to make that you want to be showing up everywhere, even in front of yourself. But yeah, so I wanted to just give you an insight into like what is my main platform right now that I'm focusing on is Facebook personal profile. Since they created professional dashboard, then since they create professional mode, what's happened is they're pushing it as a really good chance of getting great visibility right now. It's a really good thing to have a look at. Pushing, if you're on Facebook, you're going to get a lot more than your business page currently, and you've got the limit of 5,000 friends now lifted with unlimited followers. But just to show you in terms of my current sort of content stats. So, you know, in the last 28 days, I've gone up 3,286%. My engagement has gone up 4,734%. And I've got 19 new followers, which is lovely. And all of that is just from doing what I am sharing with you today. Plus, I've been putting up the odd post. If you want more info on how to grow your Facebook personal profile and a full downloadable kind of checklist of all the things to do, then last week I went through this in detail. You can go grab the downloadable in the school community, which is here. Look, the strategy lab. If you come into Classroom and you click on this, you can see turn your Facebook profile into a funnel. You have the full downloadable Facebook profile audit here for you to download that has all the steps on to follow and get that increase in visibility that I have been getting by just copying what I've been doing. So in terms of that, then what I've been doing is essentially creating one piece of talking head content and then turning that into everything else. Like I am so busy. Like I'm so busy. I've got 4 children, 4 of them. I'm mad. I know. I've got 2 businesses, I've got a husband who I would love to spend time with on a daily basis. And I do spend time with on a daily basis. And life is just mad. It's just busy, chaotic. And so I don't have time personally to custom curate loads of video content. And then, you know, I just don't have time. Like I really, really don't. So what I do is I have a piece of talking head content that I then take and create everything I need from it. And so if you've already got a podcast, a show, a Facebook Live that you're doing, then use that. If you haven't, I want to show you a trick that is going to enable you to just really quickly and easily make some content. And all you need to do is head to Gemini or Claude. And let me just open this up and we'll do this together. So you're going to head to Gemini. And the reason why I like Gemini over ChatGPT for this is because it doesn't have a time cutoff date, whereas ChatGPT, like, it's 2024 information. I want like current, what are people Googling? Like, what are people searching for information? So Gemini is a really good place to come to get some research on that kind of thing, because I'm going to ask Gemini, what questions are people asking about my niche? Okay. Now, you may already know the answer to this question. I hope you do. Like, you could just have a brainstorm. What questions have you been asked lately? Every time someone asks you a great question, bank it, put it somewhere. But the truth is, people don't actually ask what they need to ask. Like, I don't know if you've noticed this, when people ask questions, but they're not really like, it's things like, how can I get clients on the internet? I get asked that a lot. How can I get clients from networking? How can I get clients from social media? And they're very broad questions. So one way in which, you know, I've been gathering questions for years is in our Facebook group on the front door, we have a question that says, if we could answer anything for you about marketing your business, what would you want us to answer? Something long. I always find it really difficult saying, we ask a question that asks them what question they want to ask us. I'm like, my brain's gone funny. But yeah, so most of those questions are, how do I get clients? Where do I begin? How can I find more clients? How can I find? And it's just such a broad thing. So I want to come up with questions that people would ask if they thought of them, so that when they see it, they're like, oh yeah, I want to know the answer to that. I want to know that. And that's the kind of question I'm going for. So I'm going to paste in here. What we would do is just switch out. This is your audience, small business owners. What questions are pastry chefs, mums in business, mothers of newborns? Who's your ideal client? Drop it in there. Asking about your niche. And notice that I haven't put like getting clients or building a business. I've been specific to like what I'm actually really niched into, which is building community and building a community for your business instead of a following, blah, blah, blah. We can get into so much detail on getting more and more specific about that, but just the rough gist of it is building a community for their business. What questions are small business owners asking about building a community for their business? So you want to swap out audience and niche, basically. And I'm going to drop that in there. And hopefully it's going to come up with something good. You know, it's always the thing when you do things live, it comes up with a real flop and you're like, oh, that didn't work. Let me get the one I tested earlier because it worked earlier. I always test prompts before I do them live just to make sure we get a good output. And sometimes they're better in the test than what they are on the live. It's just the way it is. If you're watching, by the way, and you are on the live with me now, drop me a comment. Let me know that you're here. Use this as an opportunity to give yourself a plug. What's your business? What do you do? Where can we learn more about you? And if you're on the replay or you're listening on the podcast, which, by the way, is being launched in January. So if you are currently listening on the podcast, it is January onwards. Hey, how's it going? Drop me a comment in the podcast platform you're listening on. Right. Okay. So questions that people are asking. How do I get members to talk to each other instead of just talking to me? Nice. What content strategy works for a community versus a social media audience? How do I revive a community that's gone quiet? The crickets problem. So what's really nice about all of these questions is each one of these can be a Facebook Live that you do, or a recorded piece of content, or a podcast episode, or a YouTube. Like every single one of these questions you can turn into a video. This is the easiest way to come up with video content ideas. Ask a question. And the beautiful thing about this is that if this question is being searched, like one way to find out, like Gemini might have just made this up and that's fine, but let's just go to Google. Oh no, not Google Trends, just Google. Yeah, okay. I'm going to drop that question in here. The problem with this question is there isn't enough context in it. Let's get another question. What content strategy works for a community versus a social media audience? Okay, that's a bit more specific. I like that. In terms of it's got the context, it's context in there. It's talking about strategy and social media audience. Okay, so we can scroll to the bottom and it shows us other things that people have been searching for. So this is also another way to get like real questions. What's the difference between content strategy and social media strategy? What are the 3 C's of content strategy? For like someone's in business school asking this for an upcoming essay they need to write. Which type of content is commonly used for engaging and entertaining audiences on social media? Okay, well, those are shit questions, but whatever. The point is it doesn't necessarily need to be particularly SEO optimized, and that's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is we're trying to come up with ideas for great questions that you're pretty sure that your ideal clients are going to want to see the answer to. Because what we're not necessarily wanting to do is show up in the search results. We're wanting to engage with our following, because what we're going to do with this is we're going to create a live video that is then going to, or it doesn't have to be live. Doesn't have to be live. It could be pre-recorded, but you're going to create a video. And we're aiming for like 30 minutes. So you're going to take this question and go live or record yourself answering it and try and do it in this format. Let me just get up a note here. Okay, I'll just do this. I'll just close some stuff down because this probably looks very... I am doing 100 things at any one time. Right, so you can even see, you can see too many things. Anyway, it's fine. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to try and do it in this format. So when we go live and we answer the question, the intro, we're going to relate to the audience. Why do they care about this topic? Yeah. So you open saying, if you are feeling this, if you're experiencing that, if this is where you're at right now, this is the video for you. You're in the right place. That kind of thing, basically. Then my advice would be to break that question down into 3 points. I call this the top 3 takeaways. Like, what are the top 3 takeaways that someone can get? If you've got more than 3, man, you need to split this up into different videos. So just top 3 takeaways, try and chunk it down, because those are going to be the bullet points. So we've got point A, point B, and point C. And oh my God, my formatting is doing my head in here. And then we're going to have call to action. What do you want people to do off the back of the video? Do you want them to comment? Do you want them to give you a follow? Do you want them to click the link and book a call with you? What do you want them to do? Have a call to action there. And that's going to be the structure of you recording your live. Okay. Now, then what you do is I like to do this in Restream. And the reason being is that in Restream on the free version, and I'm going to give you a link that gets you like $10 in credits so that you can have a play around with some of the functions, because they've got functions where you can create clips and all kinds of things in here. So I'll give you a link that gives you some free money to play with. But in Restream, if you haven't used it before, it's a bit like StreamYard, which is better well known. But what it does is enables you on the free account to stream to 2 platforms at the same time. So that could be YouTube and Facebook. It could be Instagram. Instagram one is a bit complicated. You have to set it up every time. Not fully recommended going live on Instagram, but we do it on the show every week. But it's a bit of a pain. Plus, with the new Instagram rules, you have to have 10,000 followers? You have to have a few followers, at least 1,000. That's it, 1,000 followers on Instagram. And so, yeah, I really recommend probably like ignoring that one. But LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and if Instagram is your main platform, then great. And that's worth doing for you, then awesome. And then what you do is you go live here and it will record it. So you set everything up in here and go live. And then once you've gone live, your lives will be in the storage section under recordings. And so you'll see like, here's one I've done earlier. And we want to download the video from here. So you're going to download this video. And you can also download the transcript as well, which is really nice. It's a new feature that they've got. To download the transcript, but we're just basically going to grab that live raw video. Now, there are 2 ways in which we can repurpose this video. Number 1, we can repurpose it long form. Number 2, we can repurpose it short form. That's in terms of repurposing it into video content. Next week, I've decided to push things forward. If you've seen in the school community the schedule for the strategies that are coming up, I'm pushing things forward and I'm bringing you an episode on how to generate a really good blog post off the back of your live. I'm talking about, this is going to be like a 3 or 4 step process to create a very good blog post, not just a prompt that says, turn this video transcript into a blog post. The output you'll get will be okay, but it won't be like mega. So I'm going to walk you through. I've actually built a system that AI generates blog posts. It does the SEO research, it does everything. I'm taking the prompts from there, repurposing them for you, and I'm going to give them to you next week. So you can create really good blog posts from just 30 minutes of talking live on video. We're going to go through that next week. So that will be what the transcript will be helpful for. But for this specific one, we're just going to download the video. Now in here, you can use, like you can create clips from the video as well. I haven't played around with that because I absolutely love Opus. Opus Pro is my favorite place to generate clips. And the reason being is I find that, number 1, it is affordable. And the Restream one seems a bit expensive for the credits that you get. Like, oh, actually, you get 100 clips. And I'm like, I don't want to pay per number of clips because you could generate a lot of shit clips. I don't want to pay per number of clips. So I prefer Opus because it gives me a ton of clips. But I don't feel like I've paid for the ones I'm going to discard, because from this video, I've got 37 clips. But I'm only going to keep 5 of them probably, because a lot of them are going to be crap. So what we do then is we come into Opus. Let me go to the homepage. And you're going to drop your link or your video file here. You can drop links like a YouTube link, but it has to be accessible to Opus. Like there's no point dropping the Restream link. It's hidden behind a login, like authentication barrier. They won't be able to access it. So you've got to upload it as a video here. So then you press get clips in one click. And essentially what it's going to do is spit out a shitload of clips for you. So as I've said, I've got 37 clips here, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to watch these and see which ones are good and which ones aren't. Now, Opus gives you a score of how well it thinks it will do. And they're delivered to you in order of score from high to low. But don't fall for it necessarily, because I've found some great clips like all the way down at the bottom, and some at the top have not been that great. But it reckons that it's got a good hook, it's got a good flow, like the value and the trend. So I'm like, okay, cool, that sounds interesting. Now you can play it. Sorry, just making sure I'm sharing screen. The third thing I'm going to walk you through, by the way, is what I've been doing lately that has caused my account to blow up. So I can have a watch of that and see if I like it and I think it's a valuable video. What I'm going to do from there is I'm actually just going to publish straight to social media. I'm just going to publish it to wherever I want, choosing these places. But what I'm not going to do is use the caption that Opus gives us, because the caption that Opus gives us it's like, number one, it's a bit of block text with some hashtags that aren't really that important anymore. There's no call to action and it's not in my voice. So the whole thing is a little bit meh. So what I'm going to do is actually, if I've decided that I'm going to use this one, I'm going to take this. And what I love is this context. So you've got two things here. You've got context about the video, and then you've got transcript. So I want to take the context and the transcript, and I'm going to use my own prompt. Bummer. It didn't work, did it? Hang on. What if I just click there and press Control? Oh, no, it's not going to work. So I'll just painfully grit my teeth and try and scroll and get all this text. And once I've got it, I'll be imagining how I'm going to outsource this to my assistant as soon as possible. I've got that right. And by the way, these kind of things, you do want to systemize it all and hand it over to your assistant. You don't want to be doing that. I don't do this. My assistant does this for me. You want to hand this over to someone else that does this for you. I'm just showing you the strategy that I teach her to do. But like, I do not have time to be repurposing all of this stuff. It's a lot faster than custom creating lots of video content, but it's even faster if you can outsource it to someone else to do it for you. So, and that's, you know, once you're getting good visibility on your social media accounts, you can justify paying someone to support you with this, because you're like, yeah, like, it's worth me doing that because I know I'm making a return on all this content that I'm pushing out. So I've actually got a really good prompt that I was looking for this morning, because this has been outsourced for a little while. I couldn't find it, but as promised, that prompt is going to be inside the school community with today's resources, the one that I use that turns this into a caption. But basically, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put it into ChatGPT. And let me just walk you through kind of roughly what I would say if I was creating that prompt from why have I just highlighted it again? Cordelia, you are annoying yourself. Right, bear with. Let's open up ChatGPT. Okay, so pasting prompt and context here. Oh, it didn't paste. Gosh. Okay, this is why. This is I'm giving myself an editing job to do on the podcast. That's why going live is fun. Also haven't checked in with the chat. Who's here? Anyone here? I need to do that. I'm searching for myself, and I've just come across an old Facebook account, not Facebook account, Facebook group. That's funny. Oh, Sarah's here, Jason's here. Oh, hey guys. Let me know if you've got any oh yeah, Jason's saying Facebook groups you also have to set up manually. You mean with streaming? Oh, what do you mean? Give me the context. I've forgotten. Right, I've got it open now though, so I'm going to see the comments coming in. Good to see you guys. So I've just pasted this here, and what I didn't do is put a prompt with it. So let me just go and edit that. Okay. And I'm going to record my voice because I prefer doing that to typing. I want you to take the following transcript from a clip which has been taken out of a longer video. It's a highlight clip. And I want you to write a Facebook post to go with this clip. The Facebook post needs to hook the reader/watcher in with a clickbaity, compelling first sentence that emotionally connects to the ideal client for this video. And then I want you to use the transcript to create a caption. And then I want you to have a call to action that drives people to go and watch the full episode on YouTube and links them in with the YouTube link that I will give you below. So I will systemize that so that basically I have the same prompt that I use for every single one. So I just like grab the video, decide I want to use it, copy the transcript, pop it in here, stick it with the prompt, press enter, and then it's going to give me the caption. And I probably recommend having like your voice guide in there. I mean, ChatGPT knows me now. It knows how I speak. It knows kind of how to write. Okay, so let's see what it's given me. What if the reason your Facebook isn't growing is because you're using it like it's still 2021? Facebook has basically handed us a cheat code and hardly anyone is using it. In the clip you're about to watch, I break down the exact tweak I made that sent my Facebook account into absolute liftoff. I'm talking a 2000% increase in views, blah, blah, blah. This is great. And then at the bottom, just want to check the call to action. If you want to see the full episode and get every step properly explained, it's waiting for you on YouTube. Watch full episode here. Boom. I like that. What do you guys think? Do you like that caption? Now, one little thing though, is that links in captions kill reach. Your audience may push the post anyway because they're commenting, they're liking, and that's great. I am undecided whether I believe putting link in first comment is any better. I'm like, surely Facebook can see the first comment was from you and you're trying to cheat it, and you're trying to cheat the algorithm by putting it in the first comment instead of the caption. Like, I think it must be smart enough to know that. But I'm still kind of doing that sometimes. But when I'm doing it, I'm thinking, I need to check if this is even worth doing, because I've got a feeling that it's not going to make a difference. Putting links in things is going to kill reach. So you need to weigh it up. Like, do I really care whether people are going to click on and watch the YouTube video? Do I want to drive traffic there? Is that a priority for me? Like, if I'm trying to drive sales to a low ticket thing or trying to drive members to the school community, like, that's going to take priority. Is the YouTube video watching going to take priority? And I'm like, well, yeah, it is, because if they go watch the YouTube video, then that's going to drive people to the school community. So strategically, leveragely wise, it makes sense to do. But I wouldn't just put a link to your website. You're like, if you want to learn more about me, here's the link to my website, because it's not a specific call to action that's going to give you really anything off the back of it. It's just driving traffic. So yeah. Oh yeah, that is a good thing. Yeah. Jason saying, get people to comment first for the first bunch of comments, then eventually add the link. That's a really lovely tactic. Thank you, Jason. Love that. Yeah. And I'm kind of like, are people, I don't know if they would for the full episode. Maybe they would. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good thing to test. I like that. Maybe we should do that. Cool. So it sounds like a Molly Mahoney thing. I see her putting gimme on things. I love that so much. So anyway, I've got the caption. See how I've programmed ChatGPT to always sign off yours rebelliously. Love it. Then I'm going to go to publish to social. Now, one really flipping annoying situation is that even though Facebook has professional mode, it still doesn't have the open API kind of access for scheduling to personal profile. You still have to do that manually. However, you didn't used to be able to schedule at all. So if this is where you're learning that you can schedule to personal profile now, you are welcome. We can just do this test, and then we go next. And then you'll see that you can now schedule to personal profile. You just can't use a scheduling tool. It's really flipping annoying. It's really annoying because like a lot of analytics tools and AI stuff, you just can't link anything to your personal profile. But I think you will be able to soon. like, surely it's coming soon. So I'm waiting for it. Please let me know if you find out before I do. Let me know, because I really want to know when that happens. But I'm just waiting. I'm like, surely it's going to be an update that happens soon, but just not yet. So where's my thingy? What's it gone? Oh yeah, we're in Opus. We're in Opus. Come back here. So we're going to put our copy in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, no, we're not going to put it in there. We're going to put it in here. And we're also going to check that we want, no, we're not going to bother checking that we want Facebook personal because it's not there, but you could put your business page, your professional Instagram account, LinkedIn. Yeah, it's a bit of LinkedIn. Why not? And it's going to ask you for the copy individually. That's the really annoying thing about it, is you've got to put it in. And the really annoying thing about it, this is why we outsource things to assistants, guys, is that it doesn't add line breaks. So if you don't come in and do this manually, it's not going to add any line breaks. And then what's going to happen is you're going to post block text to social media, and that's going to be annoying because no one's going to read it. And it doesn't matter what you did with the call to action. It's not going to call anyone to action because they're going to need to put sunglasses on. So essentially, we need to do that. And I think I'm pretty certain that if I copy this and then paste it into here, it's not going to do the line breaks. No, I've tried loads of things. I've tried putting 2 line breaks, doesn't work. So you have to do it individually for each one, which is a pain in the ass. But it's worth it because the copy is so much better than what Opus gives us. I haven't used this regenerate copy thing. It might be that it's good. I don't know. Have a play around with it. Every time I come into Opus, there's a new feature. And so there should be in this day and age. So then we're going to choose when we're going to schedule it. We're going to choose the time, etc. And then we're just going to schedule it. And then that is going to just push that copy out everywhere else. So that is how I am showing up everywhere from one piece of content. And it really is. I had someone ask me not that long ago. They're like, Cordelia, why are you doing Facebook lives? Like, Facebook aren't pushing live anymore. Like, it's all about the reels. And I'm like, I do not have time to custom create reels. I also do not have the will to custom create reels. It will just never happen. So what I love about going live is this is holding me accountable. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m., I have to come up with some really flipping helpful content that is then going to become clips and show up everywhere. And it's actually a multifaceted strategy. That's not the only reason why I'm doing this, is to create clips, because we've already got shitloads of clips coming out of the Rebellious Business Show. And, there's webinars that I'm doing and training that I'm doing that I can get clips from. So it's not the only reason why I'm doing this, but it is a really nice bonus. And, if you were marketing back in, well, not even that long ago, 5 years ago plus, less than that, flipping out. I discovered Opus in 2023, I think. So, if you were marketing before that, even trying to get transcripts for videos like 5-10 years ago was a flipping nightmare. Like, someone would be typing them up on rev.com and you'd be paying them per minute. It's just ridiculous. So to have this ability to do this now, like, is just amazing. It's amazing. I'm like one of those old people going, in my day, you don't know how hard it was. It was so hard. But it was, okay? It really was. We had to work really hard to get our videos repurposed. Custom editing takes so long. You have to watch the whole thing and go, oh, that's a good clip. Yeah, I'm going to snip that bit out. And then you've got to export it to a new thing. And then you've got to export it to the computer. Oh my God, that would take hours. Just ain't nobody got time for that. So essentially it never happened. And yeah, this Opus thing is amazing. It just enables us to create so much content. Now, I really want to go through with you not only how to repurpose a 30-minute video into clips, but also how to turn it into a podcast episode, how to turn it into a blog post, how to turn it into social media posts that you actually easily create images for without spending ages on Canva coming up with ways to create a fresh image for this and a fresh image for that. I mean, I love Canva and I love design, but I will easily spend hours on Canva. And that is a whole half day gone just creating one little post that I look at later and I'm like, oh, that's a bit shit actually. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but I'm not going to cram it all into one episode. Let's spread this out. I've got a whole year ahead. I'm going to spread this out into different episodes just to give it some room and not create a load of overwhelm. So next week, I'm going to show you how to turn this into a blog post, but I'm going to give you some seriously shit hot commands that I've created, like a few steps to get a really, like, first we're going to create an outline. Then we're going to write each section individually. Then we're going to take those sections and create an intro and an outro. And I'm going to give you, these are prompts that have taken me hours to hone. My blog generator took me about 20 to 50 hours to create. So I'm going to give that to you next week. But yeah. Right, let's just check in with the chat, what we got going on. Oh, even asking people directly to comment is actually against their guidance. So you have to be really indirect. Yeah, okay, fine. Oh, Jason's tried the Opus regenerate copy button once. It's pretty rubbish. I'm not surprised. The reason why I keep going back to, I've been testing lots of AI stuff lately. I've been testing like Gemini. I even tested Sintra. That was fun. Like, have you guys used Sintra? Let me know. That was fun, but I mean, it was a bit juvenile. Like, I felt like a child. I was like, I feel like I'm grown. I feel like I'm too grown up for this. And I keep going back to chat because it just knows so much about me and it's so versatile and dynamic. But I use Gemini for image creation and research are my main two things. Oh, and Facebook ads. It's great at that. It knows how to write an ad. And that doesn't surprise me because actually Google ads and Google, you would think that it's in Gemini's best interest to know how to write an ad because otherwise, well, they want people to do well with Google ads. So great. They're going to be good at writing ads. You'd hope. Well, turns out, yeah, it writes great ads. That's a little tip for you. Get it to write a Facebook ad if you're trying to promote something and it'll produce a really good ad. But the AI I keep going back to is chat. And I kind of want a new piece of software. I love a new piece of software, but realistically, chat just is great for most of the things. So I hope that was helpful. I'm going to get you that link to have £10 worth of credit on Opus. So you can have a little play around with it. I'll drop that in the comments here on this live in a minute. And I'm also going to create a resource for you. And it's going to be in the school community by close of play today. Guys, come and join the school community. It's really, really fun in there. You can jump in for a free trial so that you get today's, last week's, and the week before's resources for nothing. And it's cordeliakate.com/school. I'll pop that in the comments. I'm going to have to hand type it though. No, surely it's here somewhere. /school. And yeah, you've got all the resources in from the previous 2 weeks in there. There's loads of stuff I want to make for you. I'm like just chomping at the bit. I'm going to make a whole how to launch a live podcast guide and put it in there soon as well. But yeah, there's a few good things coming. But for today, just to keep this grounded into today, I'm going to give you the whole Opus walkthrough of how to do that, how to publish those posts. But they're going to give you the ChatGPT commands that I use and the whole step-by-step process, plus the link to get the £10, what's it called, from Opus. Let me know if you've got any questions. I would love to answer them. But if not, have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you this time next week. Can I say it? I'll see you next Tuesday for the next marketing strategy show. Oh, God, it's really like, oh. For the next marketing strategy show, where we're going to be walking through how to turn a transcript into a high quality, not just ChatGPT, can you turn this into a blog? Like a high quality blog post with images, mind, that you are going to just love to put on your website or your what's it called, Medium or Substack or wherever it is that you host your blog.